What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Um, I know everyone who normally watches the channel is thinking, wow, what happened? Shaved the beard and everything off. Nice, clean cut start over. But anyway, we're here to talk Space Wolves as normal. Been doing fairly well with my my Champions of Rust list featuring Canis Rex. But I just consistently seem to go 2-1. At RTTs and first day of events. Just can't seem to get over that last little hump with the way I've been running the list. Been doing some slight tweaks here and there, but I think I'm going to change a little more this time going into a GT I have this weekend. With that being said, I'll go ahead and pull up the list that I ran this weekend. So I had Herald, Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, 2 Battle Leaders on Thunderwolf, 1 with Black Death, Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf, Intercessor Squad, Infiltrators, 2 Scout Squads, 2 Big Thunderwolf Squads, Fenrisian Wolves, 2 Ballistis, and Canis. Canis, the Ballistis, the Thunderwolves, and these characters, as long as 1 Infiltrator Squad and 1 Scout Squad, have kind of been core in the list from the beginning of the kind of design of this list, and it hasn't really changed much. The Intercessor Squad has been other stuff, been bike squads. The other scout squad's been stuff. The Combi Lieutenant, the Fenrisian Wolves. All that has been points that have been stuff I've played around with. But after once again just barely losing to Grey Knights last round at RGT yesterday, had a long talk with David from Almost Functional, our Grey Knight player, who's actually the one who beat me. Almost Functional took first and third at the event. Dave got first. I got third. But we were playing top table, so it was guaranteed one of Almost Functional was going to win. But Dave just squeaked it out on me. But we had a long talk. The Ballistices just seem to always underperform for me. They should do better than they do. They just statistically do worse than you would think for me specifically. And that's just certain people have better luck with certain units than others. So that is something I thought about. All right, they're just not doing it for me. They don't really fit Champions of Rust. I'm going to drop them. So that being said, let's go back to the list builder here on New Recruit. So Harold I'm keeping. I decided we're going to drop the Combi Lieutenant. He's okay, but just drop him out so we can do those points. These are going to stay. We're going to drop the Intercessors. We're going to drop the 2nd Scout Squad. So keeping the Infiltrator and regular Scout Squad, I really like the way they play. We're going to drop the Fenrisians. We're going to drop both Ballistis. And then I was playing around with builds here and there. Right, what do we put in? What do we add? So one thing I was like, I've always really liked the way it played, and I want to put it back in the list, is Ragnar. So we're going to add Ragnar back. And I like running him with Blade Guard, at least until our book comes out and we get some head takers. And then if he can run with them, I think that'll be a pretty cool combo. So we're going to add a squad of Blade Guard, especially now that they're cheaper. So add 1 squad of Blade Guard. Let's make it a full man or a full 6-man. All right, and I always like to have them in an Impulsor. Just keeps them a little safe, gives them an extra 3 inches move on the turn Ragnar wants to get out in advance. And then the Impulsor, I always just give it the Shield Dome. I've seen people occasionally give it more shooting than that, but I just go Shield Dome, Stormbolter, and just give it the Heavy Stubber. So that puts us at, go back up here, leaves us 200 points. And I'm right, what can we do with those 200 points? And so I was playing around with a bunch of different ideas, but what I ended up deciding on was because some other people have been playing around with this, I hadn't been doing it. I'm going to drop the Thunderwolf squads down to 3-mans and run 3 of them. All right, so instead of 2 6s, I've got 3 3s. 2 of them already have Herald Battle Leader, Wolf Lord Battle Leader. So what I did was I'm going to run a Battle Leader in the third one. I actually ended up changing the Wolf Lord. Instead of a Thunderhammer, I ended up giving him Double Claws. And this is more of a, I like having my Battle Leaders with the Thunderhammers, and I don't have another Thunderwolf character with a hammer. So the guy that's been my Wolf Lord's going to become a Battle Leader now, and I'm going to actually use the Canis model as this Wolf Lord. And then I wanted to add another character to that squad, and I also wanted to put Logan in the list. And I also think Logan could go away in the update, or at least Storm Rider version. So it gives me a chance to use him while we still have him. So that put me at 1940. So I've got 2 3-mans with battle leaders in each. Harold is still going to have a Black Death on his battle leader. And then the other battle leaders will run with Wolf Lord and Logan. And so that gives them, they're a little easier to trade because there's not so many points in them. They're a little easier to hide. And you kill 3-mans. Now I have 2 characters free to run around. So it's because this isn't a Wolf Jail list. It was never a Wolf Jail list, even though with the 2 6-man squads could kind of perform that way a little bit, but that wasn't the idea, was to be Wolf Jail. So that left us 60 points, and I was trying to find something good to take. The only thing I really came up with was just to take an ATV. They have decent wounds for their points. I'm going to run them with the Melta. They're fast, and they're a nice little trading piece. They can do little actions and stuff. That's all he's really going to be for. So just now just go over the list. We have Harold, Logan, both with a 3-man Thunderwolf squad and a battle leader. Harold has Black Death. Then we have the Wolf Lord with the other 3-man with his own battle leader. Ragnar with 6 Blade Guard and an Impulsor. Infiltrators and Scouts are still there. Infiltrators hold my backfield. Scouts just stop me from getting jailed and score me early points normally. Occasionally they'll be there for late game, but mine normally die early just the way I use them. They're just there to stop people from scouting up on me. And if I draw an early secure, engage, or not engage, extend area, something like that, they just stay there in the middle, score it, and then die. So a lot of times they die early to get me points. The Invader will be another little thing that's easy to deploy somewhere that I can quickly get a containment turn 1 or something if I need to. The Thunderwolf units, they're my just damage skirmish units. Now I can use them a little more to skirmish and not worry about it as much, because before I had 1 Canis and 2 big wolf squads, and that was the list. Like, I couldn't really, each one of those had to go out and do something big. Now I have Canis, still has to be really protected, but I've got Ragnar's unit and 3 wolf units. So I have a little more they all still do decent damage on their own, but they can be sacrificed for more play. So I believe it just gives me a little more trading while not necessarily losing any damage or anything. I just divide the damage up between squads, and honestly, I might have more damage now because I lost the Ballistices and 3 regular Thunderwolves from like my damage units, and I gained Ragnar in the Blade Guard and Logan and another battle leader. So the damage output might actually be up. I did lose the Fenrisian Wolves. I still got the Impulsor, which is another little scoring trading piece. Lost the little Combi Lieutenant, he's nice when you can put him in, but not needed. So that's really the list. I'm excited for this list. We're going to try it this weekend at the GT. I'm trying to line up a test game or 2 this week, but the majority of this list plays very similar. I don't have to worry about sitting out 6-mans. I can throw out a 3-man here or there, and it's not like a typical heavy wolf list. You almost have to push early to get board position because you don't have the trading pieces, so you can't let them send little stuff on the objectives. You really have to screen them off with your big units. Now I can trade a little more efficiently, so we'll see how that does. I'm excited. I think with my play style and stuff, this should honestly be a more efficient version of the list and hopefully get me over that one last, get to that 3-0 day one, hopefully. There are some heavy hitters coming to this event, so not necessarily thinking about winning it, but if I can get that 3-0 day one and find myself at a 4-1 at the end of the event, I would be super stoked. And then obviously we got the new book coming out, and everything's going to change here in a couple weeks or a month or so. We'll see exactly when it drops. But that's that for now. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff, and we will catch you next time.